All right, we are back on Get Up, and we're going to have Ja Morant in our studio in just a moment. Let's relive Jalen Rose's look at him during the NCAA tournament.
Now, the guys that play with him all of the time, they know what's coming. They know what's coming. Now, watch this, Greenie. Oh! Now, that's where you don't want to be, okay? And to take it a step further, this is when it gets really ugly. This right here is a visual you don't want, okay? Now, everybody like, oh, we got a guy that could take us there, right? And they like, oh, we ain't never seen nothing like this in our lives. And that's what happens when you have a transcendent talent like Ja Morant.
That was Jalen's touchscreen of this young man. Ja Morant joins us live in our studio. Next, we'll talk about that and much more. Stay with us. Get Up on ESPN.
Yeah.
Get Up when it fits your schedule. Check out the Get Up podcast. It's available daily on the ESPN app and on Apple Podcasts. You make sure you don't miss anything. And it's time to get up and go. Brought to you by Coppertone Sport Clear. Let's get RJ in on this one. The Raptors even their series with the Bucks behind a big night from their bench, who outscored the Bucks bench 48-23. How important is it for Toronto to get that kind of production from the bench the rest of the series, RJ?
Well, no, it's huge. That was the difference. That's why I picked Milwaukee. I like their supporting cast around Giannis versus supporting cast around Kawhi Leonard. But this being said, if Serge Ibaka, if Powell, Kyle Lowry, if these guys can play like that, then they're going to be a force and they're going to be a tough out.
Let's get to the end.
He's Russell Westbrook. I mean, Ja Morant's the real deal.
He stuffs it! Thank you very much, Ja Morant.
His game in the NBA team, he will be an instant dynamic player to come in and change the franchise.
I'll be declaring for the 2019 NBA draft.
If your name is Ja Morant, you were meant to be a superstar. That may be right. Ja Morant, the first player in Division I history this past year to average 20 points and 10 assists in a season, led the nation with 331 assists on the year. In the first round of the NCAA tournament, he was absolutely spectacular against Marquette. Just the 9th triple-double ever in tournament history since assists became official in '84. Scored or assisted on 55 points in that game. He was recognized for his efforts. He was a Wooden Award finalist. He was the Bob Cousy Point Guard of the Year. And our projection is that he will be the second pick in the NBA draft to the Memphis Grizzlies, and is in our studio, part of a really busy day in New York. Ja Morant is here, and it's a pleasure to have you. We'll go over and look at some tape with Jay Will in a minute, but we were just talking, and you were telling me this is your first time in New York. You're doing a ton of media appearances and all of this today. What is this like for a kid 2 years ago? You're coming out of high school, going to a small school, and now here you have all of this in front of you. What is this experience like for you?
It's a great experience, actually. Obviously, it's something I'm not used to, being from a small town, and I'm really getting to travel and see a lot of new places and having fun with it. So.
Well, I think that's an interesting part of it. You're a kid from a small town. You played at a comparatively small school. You got a lot of attention, but it's still a small school. Where are you seeking advice on how to handle all that is about to come your way, maybe is already starting to come your way in terms of this kind of attention?
I'm really a humble person, so I think that's one thing that helps me a lot. And I guess just having people in your corner, the right people who can tell you the right things when you need to hear it, or guide your steps, makes it easier.
Who are those people for you? Who is it you're looking? Who is advising you, helping you sort of with this process as you work your way through, navigate people like me asking you questions?
My family.
Yeah.
I'm really, I guess, open to any question, and they really just made me who I am and taught me all the right things.
All right, nice. So I'm not going to grill you here. You haven't done anything that made me mad yet, so everything is fine. Let's talk about the projection here. Is it your expectation? The world seems to expect that you will wind up the second pick in this draft to Memphis. Is that where your mind is right now?
Nah, my mind is actually, the draft is a month away, and I still have a month to get better and be the best player I can be. So that's where my mind is right now. When that day comes, we'll see where I land, but I'll be happy to go anywhere.
What is the biggest thing you're working on as far as your game is concerned? That as you make this transition to the next level, which part of your game are you working hardest at improving right now?
Really my strength. Just trying to get stronger and put on some weight to be able to absorb contact in the league and also finish through contact so I can finish those plays.
I'm just curious, and we're going to go over to Jay Will right now, but when people say, the comparison people make of you projecting you forward is to Russell Westbrook. Jay Bill, as you heard in that little soundbite there, saying he's Russell Westbrook. When you hear people say that, what's your reaction?
It's a good feeling, but at the same time, I just want to be Ja. And Westbrook obviously is my favorite player, so just hearing that, I mean, it's good, but I don't want to be nobody else. I just want to be Ja.
All right, well, that's very good. Come with me. We're going to go over here. Jay Williams.
There's nothing wrong with being the second pick, okay? Let's calm down on that.
No, that's right. He knows all about it. He was once the second pick in the draft, so he knows. Stay right here, and Jay Will's going to take you through some tape. Go ahead.
We're going to first off put up the stats, sir. Can we put the first stats so we can actually see how many points? He's averaging 25, 10, and 6. Okay, I mean, it's a triple-double. So close to a triple-double. That's ridiculous. I want you to take me through. This is a game, particularly against Alabama. You guys have a 9-4 lead. But take me through this play as this play develops, okay? We're going to see a little ball screen. This is a little decoy ball screen into another ball screen. But this goes to show the vision that you have, Ja, right? So the play stops here. Now, your vision is all over the place. I see you looking here. I see you looking here. I see you looking here. I mean, you're recognizing the floor. What are you going through right now? Take me through your brain.
I'm really starting off. We knew that they would switch a lot of ball screens, so we run this play to try to mess him up a little bit. So right now I'm really reading the bottom big to see if he's going to go up with his man. And he took a few steps up, and I already knew that my big is rolling to the rim, so I just delivered a pass.
It's amazing. So you, in this moment, even though your head is focused this way, you're able to see the fact that he's lunging that way.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at this pass that he makes too, Greeny. Look where he hits right in the target.
Oh,
I mean, look, he hits him right in the right hand. I mean, that pass has to be that far away, right in the right hand. That's a big time pass for easy finish. Now, the scary thing, I think, you got to talk to him about making that, man. I mean, those are easy things. You got to talk to him about making those kind of buckets, man. He should be taking you out to dinner all the time. Here's the scary thing about your game, though, Ja. I think that you still have a ton of room of improvement with your game too, which we talked about, which you understand too. Like even this little thing off this ball screen here. Now you don't really get him to the ball screen, right? We talk about how do you close that gap there and actually rub him off shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
But you still get there, and you get in this gap right here. Now this is the big guy guarding it. He's around 6'7", right?
Yeah.
So you have a mid-range shot. How come you think you don't take it here in this situation?
Well, I really trying not to force the shot. Obviously, when I see I have a big on me, but in the end, I end up taking almost a 40-footer with me settling and forcing the shot instead of attacking.
Yeah, you had the mid-range game, but you know, look, I saw you. That's a deep three. That's Damian Lillard type three right there. I mean, and here the crazy thing, you have the ability to make it too, but you had an easier mid-range shot. Now, one of the things I noticed about you only taking 5 shot attempts from the three-point line per game, pretty much. And I think when you get to the league, the same way you did in the Florida State game, that first 4 or 5 that you made, you make a couple like that, all of a sudden opens up the floor for you to drive into attack. So, I mean, that's an area of improvement, which is, I mean, if that's the worst we got to say about your game, that's scary. So here's something else that I saw. Now, you have crazy, crazy athletic ability, right? Okay, so as the play develops, you get here on the backdoor cut, boom, backdoor. Now, there's multiple options here, okay? You got this option here in the corner for a kick. You got him for an alley at the rim. You got him diving down here. And then you have the option here. Tell me why you take your option directly at him.
But first, I feel like he's almost out of position, honestly, if he's not outside the line. So I just took my 2 gather steps and went and finished the play.
Okay. Quentin Ross is 6'8", right? You're 6'3", right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you take that option. Now, most people, little guards like me, 6'2", I would have went into my shoulder into you like this and kept the ball out here. For some reason, you just decided to go straight up. Just tell me why. How did it get to that point? I'm just got to draw this. I'm sorry. Just his head is in areas it should never be. You understand what I'm saying? He's gargling. He shouldn't be gargling anything. Okay, like tell me why you took it to that point.
My mindset is just to go finish plays, and me and my dad actually, he got mad at me saying I was finishing soft last season, so now I just try to go and dunk everything.
That is not finishing soft. That is not finishing soft. I got one last question for you. Are you the best player in the draft? Do you believe that?
I'm not the talk too much on myself, but I feel like I'm one of the top players.
I'll rephrase the question. Are you the best player that was on that AAU team that you were on once with Zion?
We had a lot of talent on that team.
Good luck, man. Good luck as you
Appreciate it.
continue. Enjoy the day today. It's really a special opportunity. Kid's going to be special. All right, here we go. More coming up on Get Up as we continue. Pelicans VP David Griffin says Zion will be thrilled to join his team in New Orleans. What does that mean for the future of Anthony Davis? We'll talk about that and more as we continue. It's Get Up on ESPN.
Yeah.